Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're looking at something incredibly important. It's about planning for the future of individuals with disabilities, especially thinking about a time when um, their main caregivers might not be around.
It's a critical topic. And it's so complex because it's not your standard estate plan. You're really trying to navigate, this intersection of public benefits, things like SSI and Medicaid, with the legal side of things. The whole mission is making sure those vital safety nets stay in place.
Okay, let's jump right into the biggest pitfall then. It seems like the most natural thing in the world to leave money to a loved one. So why can that be, well, such a bad idea here?
This is the immediate danger zone for so many well-meaning families. The second, an individual with a disability receives a direct inheritance or even a financial gift, that money counts as an available resource.
And these benefit programs have very strict limits on resources.
Extremely strict.
Yeah.
I mean, for foundational programs like Supplemental Security Income or SSI, the asset limit is often just $2,000.
2,000, that's it.
That's it. So you can see how even a small inheritance could push someone right over that line. And if that happens, they can immediately lose the very benefits they depend on for medical care, for housing, everything.
Wow. Okay, so that makes the problem incredibly clear. If leaving money directly is off the table, what is the cornerstone tool that families need to know about?
That would be the Special Needs Trust or an S&T. What's so clever about it is that the money put into the trust, it doesn't count against those asset limits.
So the person can have funds set aside for them, but it doesn't jeopardize their eligibility for aid.
Exactly. It preserves their eligibility.
So what does a trust like that actually pay for? If the government programs are covering the basics, what's the trust for?
The trust is for quality of life. It covers all the things that public benefits just won't touch. Things like, travel, special therapies, maybe some extra education, recreation, companionship. It's funding for a full life. But you have to remember the S&T is just one part of a bigger plan.
Right. So the money is protected, but the planning has to be about more than just cash. It sounds like it has to be centered on the person's dignity, their independence.
That's it precisely. And that's why planning should start early. And it needs to be reviewed constantly because laws change and people's needs change. And crucially, the whole focus should be on maximizing that person's own voice in their life.
So you're looking at alternatives to just taking over completely.
Yes, instead of jumping to full guardianship, you explore tools like supported decision-making, healthcare directives, things that protect their autonomy.
Yeah.
The goal is always the most independence possible.
And to capture all of those personal details, their preferences, their hopes. Our sources pointed to one document that isn't even a legal document, but is vital.
Yes, the Memorandum of Intent. It's not legally binding, you're right, but it is indispensable. I like to call it the roadmap to a person's life.
A road.
It outlines everything, critical medical details, of course, but also their social life, where they might want to live, their likes, their dislikes, and maybe most importantly, their hopes and dreams for their own future. It's the human element to the plan.
This whole process, I mean, it sounds incredibly complicated with rules that are different in every state and long wait lists for services.
It is. It really is. And that brings us to maybe the most important takeaway. You should not try to do this alone. Finding an attorney who really focuses on special needs law it's just essential. It's the only way to make sure you get it right.
So if all the core legal planning is about preserving assets, about staying under that $2,000 limit, what does that memorandum of intent, the document that details a person's hopes and dreams, what does that teach us about what true security actually looks like? Something to think about as you consider your next steps.